Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a gigantic haul video. Now this is pretty crazy. It's actually all of the stuff that I bought in a recent trip to Japan, either while I was there, shipped it over, or bought and shipped online just because I couldn't find it there, but I wanted it anyway because I saw it. So anything within that sort of broad 4-week window that I either bought myself personally and shipped it, or brought it with me, or bought through that vendor and shipped to arrive at the same time. I've been sick the last week or so, so I wasn't able to do this as soon as I wanted, but it was actually as a benefit to me because the stuff actually arrived during that time, so all worked out. So instead of doing multiple haul videos, just need to do one really big one. So first up, just because it's right with me here, I'm going to talk about these blockies, the Transformers blockies. Not this one in particular because I bought it after the trip, but it was the first time I actually ever saw these in person at a store in Osaka in Denden Town. I saw several of these guys, the Shining versions, the regular versions, all different volumes, like the Transformers 1 ones and everything like that. I really wanted to try these out because I heard they were sort of like blind box beginner model kits, and usually that comes as a little bit of a strange... Oh, just need to activate him. Oh, he is activated. So some of these light up by shocking them, which is pretty cool. But most of the basic ones are just, simple build model kits, and I'm not really big on non-transforming Transformers, but something about them and the way they're structured and painted they really seemed like something special. And I thought I'd give them a go, and I did actually really like them, and I didn't think they were going to be for me, so I bought a few of those, so we will be unboxing those shortly. I only got, I said only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only bought 9 for myself during the trip, and then I bought a full box of these after because I wanted the Optimus and Megatron, and I did not pull them. And I did open some of these beforehand during the trip, so that kind of counts, kind of doesn't. But we'll be going through a lot of the small stuff first, I think, just because progressively it'll be a bit easier that way. So I've got some of it here. So this is the Kumamoto Revival Project. It is part of the One Piece statue tour that I did. If you want more details about that, please watch my other video when I talked about the entire trip. You also got these pamphlets during the trip. Unfortunately, I didn't get all 10 straw hats, but I did get most of them just because one of them was sold out. I think it was the Zoro was sold out at the time, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. While I was shopping around Shibuya, there was the JoJo Day event happening, where if you bought anything you got these postcards, and if you got all 6 you could make this big splash art, which kind of sucks that I didn't get enough to get all 6. But it is what it is. It's kind of cool. I've got the full art here. I bought an acrylic block that has it all, so that's really cool. I'll put that on display somewhere. I bought a postcard from the Capcom store. This was fresh off the Capcom museum, so I was just hyped to get anything Capcom related at the time. Speaking of, also bought a clear file, which I'm not usually big on clear files, but I do kind of use them as posters, so that worked out, and I really liked that main splash art that it had on the front. And I went to the Nikkei store as well, which I think is a pop-up, but it seems like it's been around for a little while now. But I got these clear files from Nikkei from some of my favorites, so Scarlet's newest outfit, Red Hood, as well as Rosanna's summer outfit. It's all based on their ultimate art, so that was cool. I also got Brid's Shikishi ultimate art, just because I really like Brid, and tend to just grab anything and everything they make of her. case in point, this acrylic stand that I'd never seen before. I've never seen this art of her, so I really, really like that. It's not often that you see her standing up out of her chair. Then just some simple booklets and maps and things. One's an s.h.figuarts posing guide, and another's about the Capcom Museum, as well as some life-size, I believe life-size, statues of the Street Fighter characters in Nara. So that's something to check out at some point, assuming that they're permanent, so I've got a reason to go back to Nara. Then there was a Nikkei collab going on with this crepe store, so every time you bought this one crepe you'd get a random postcard. I think you get Scarlet, Crown, I think Dorothy, Modernia, and I think there was one other. But yeah, that was cool. Got Scarlet, and then got an acrylic stand with Scarlet's new outfit there, which is pretty cool. Alright, and I am boiling alive slowly, just because of the studio lights. It is cold today, but because I'm just getting over a sickness, I do sweat a little bit easily, but hopefully it should be alright. So the other small things I got, I bought a blind box badge from the Capcom exhibit, and actually got the full splash art of all of the main characters with all of the new key art, which is actually cool. It's the one that I wanted. I got a bunch of small cards and trinkets, like this was the bonus for going to the Monster Hunter bar. Got my stamp card from the Monster Hunter bar. All of these cards that I redeemed with my stamp cards. I wanted a lot of the Rise characters, and did okay, but realistically wanted others. These are all the weird like wafer cards, gummy cards, and things like that that I got during the trip. So I got a little bit obsessed with these Gundam gummies that come with the box art from different Gundams over the years. It's actually really, really well designed, and I do really like Gundam box art, so it works out quite nicely, and they even have details of the kit on the back of the cards. But the real reason why they're so cool is the actual candy gummy that you get with it. So this is one of the packs right here, and you get the card, of course. I've got another Gunpla-kun, but the actual gummy is a runner. So it's a gummy, and there's different versions of these. I've got photos of the ones that I came across, but it's designed like an actual sprue with a part on it. It's labeled and everything, and it's just a gummy candy. It's actually really, really cool. The flavor's so-so, but I think the gimmick is like incredible. So I really, really like that. Some of the other small things I got a Zelda gacha. I went to the Nintendo store a few times to literally just buy gachas, because the gachas are really, really cool. So it's a Zonai ball, is a Zonai device, and it looks like it's the cooking pot. So that's pretty cool. You can actually use these with any sort of like 1/12 scale figure, so it would actually fit really well with the Figma Link. But some of the other ones you could get the rocket, the wheel, the cooking pot that I got, but I really wanted the dragon head or I think it was like an electric rod, but any of those would have been cool, because then you can sort of like try to attach them to the shield of the Figma Link and see how it goes. But we'll see. I might track one down later if I can, or if a friend's going to Japan I might get them to pull on some. But the ones that were really, really important to pull on in the Nintendo store were the buttons. So they've actually introduced more buttons since the last time I went. Before it was just the NES ones, but now they've got the SNES ones, so this is the American one. But they also had the PAL one, which is the one that I'm familiar with. I love the coloured buttons, and they are the actual buttons, and it's really, really cool. They're keychains. But then the other cool ones, they've got the N64 joystick. You can also get the face buttons, as well as the GameCube face buttons. And you could also get the C-stick as well. But between those, I think I did pretty well. Definitely iconic, and such a good fidget toy, just because like it's the actual button. some of the other ones that I got. This might be better looking in post, but it's a little sad gacha machine. He's like curled up, got his hands around his knees, and these are like gacha balls to go with them, so they all sit in a row looking like sad, like they're waiting to get picked up from school or something like that. I don't know what it is, but Japan does a lot of gachas like that, and I kind of like the gacha machine actually doing that. I think that was funny. I also got this little acrylic stand from Street Fighter. It's Chun-Li doing her multi-kick on Ryu. You could get a few of these. They're all Street Fighter 2 themed. Would have been kind of sick if you could get like the Street Fighter 3 Daigo moment. I also got these acrylic stands, haven't set them up yet. Hopefully I'll do them in post as well, of Kami and Ryu. This was a nice little gacha machine. I really liked that one. Then I also got one of the Hatsune Miku Gundam collabs. There she is. I think this one's based on the Strike Gundam. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just basing it on her little earpieces and the color scheme. It could very well be RX, but I feel like all of them were sort of like more modernish ones, although there is like a Wing Zero one, so I'm not sure. But it looks like it's a sort of classic-ish Miku. Then I also bought one of the Osaka Expo mascot gachas. If it wants to focus. It's not want to focus. There we go. One of the Osaka mascot gachas. I actually did two of these because one of them came in the alternate colors and I didn't really care for that. I wanted the proper colors, so I've got two of those. Just because I saw them literally everywhere and it felt like a shame to leave without getting at least one thing from it, especially since I was there while the expo was happening. Yeah, this one wasn't a gacha, but I just wanted it. It's a Gundam with my birthday on it. It's actually pretty cool. And it's just a keychain. It feels pretty heavy, and it was nice to have those. I got it in the Odaiba life-size unicorn one. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it. Also got a little Gunpla-kun keychain. He's looking away. But yeah, that's cute. I like Gunpla-kun's design. I like Gunpla-kun's design. What else? Going to the Monster Hunter bar, also got my coaster was a Rajang, so that was cool. There's a few other blind things here. What else did I get? Oh, I got a Valstrax at the Monster Hunter bar as well. I don't know if that really shows on camera. Wanted some other monsters besides Valstrax. Like, I like Valstrax, but not nearly one of my favorites. I took a gamble on this Street Fighter acrylic stand set where I only wanted Juri or the Poison Girl, I forgot her name, Aki, and I actually got Aki, so that's cool. I ideally really wanted the Juri, but at least Aki's not bad either. Because that one could have gone really sideways really quick for me, just because, like, I like Jamie and Luke, but they're not my favorites. Don't really like Ed, and I didn't really care about the actual story characters. So when I went to the Small Worlds Tokyo Museum, I couldn't leave without buying some miniatures, so I bought these tiny little miniature robots. I think that they'll be fun to detail and paint. Somewhat simple, but I think with a coat of paint they'll look really, really nice. And they were small enough to carry with me because my suitcase was packed at that point in time. I also picked up a bunch of these Gundam artifact figures, which are miniature Gundams that are all in one colour. You build them similar to regular model kits. They don't have any articulation to my understanding, but they're very much like Warhammer sort of miniatures where you build them all up, fully build them, then paint them, and there's a lot of effort involved in them. And because I want to get better at miniature painting, I bought a bunch of these. So I've got 4 different ones: Double Zeta, Silver Bullet Suppressor, Zaku Cannon, and Hyakushiki. I didn't get the O. He was harder to find. These aren't blind boxes, you can just choose what they are. I think a lot of people thought they were blind, but I was able to find those ones. I do kind of want to get some of the other artifact ones now. But they're weirdly hard to find, or I just was not seeing them. But yeah, it is what it is. Found some eventually. Then also bought this from Volks. It's a 1/12 scale miniature bust, and I think that one will be really good to practice my skills on, because I do really want to get good at model painting and building, because I really want to build up to garage kits. And the whole time while I was traveling, it just felt like it was time to finally bite the bullet and do garage kits or more elaborate kits. So I also picked up this. This is the Wasp Girl from Snail Shell Studios, but it's specifically the miniature model version of them. So it doesn't really have any photos of what they're meant to look like, but it's roughly this character here, but 1/24 scale, so half the size of a Figma. So decent-ish size, probably like there, and need to paint it up and detail it. And I think that'll be good. You get to choose which version you want to do. There's several face options, I think. But it is, again, all up to you on how you paint it anyway, so it doesn't even need to be these two different colours. I kind of wanted to buy two, but I could only find one, and on the aftermarket I can't even find listings for it anymore, so it must be a bit rare at this point, so that's kind of cool. Also picked up the Expo entry grade Gundam, so this is the new life-size Gundam that they've done. Looks cool. I've heard the entry grade one kind of sucks, but it's fine. It's just like a little fun thing to do. I'm not too stressed about it being a good build experience or a really good looking model afterwards. One that I am jazzed for being a really good model experience is the high grade scale one. It's again like the same entry grade sort of scale, but it is non-graded. It's a 1/144 scale kit, and it is, to my understanding, much more detailed. I have built a 1/144 of the base model before, because it is the Walking Gundam just repurposed. So I've built something very similar, and it was a pretty alright kit, but this one has the glass wings and stuff like that. So we'll see how that works, and I'll probably put a bit more effort into it this time around just to see. I also got the life-size New Gundam entry grade, just because I visited that New Gundam, so I think it was probably worth it picking up at least one kit when I'm there, and entry grade seemed pretty good at the time. Got an option part set for my Armored Core figures, because I'm really enjoying the Armored Core set. Even though I've only built one so far, I'm pretty much locked in to do others, and I do like the customization of the 30-minute missions line. Also got the EX Gundam from the Netflix series, just because I heard this was a really good one, and the design really did grow on me, especially the sort of hyper detailed body and face. There's something about it. I like a scary main Gundam. There's something special about that. I also bought my first ever high grade Zaku, because I've never actually built a Zaku, besides like an SD one, but I don't think that really counts. So finally I've got a Zaku, and this is from the Origin. I do like the Origin designs, because they're like the classic designs, but just a little bit more modern. So I think that one will be good. Also picked up the Dual Blitz Gundam, because I like the Blitz Gundam, and I also like the Dual Gundam, and why not mix them together? I still need to build the Master Grade Dual Gundam, but I really like the color scheme that they come with. Then also bought the Art Pla of Unit 2 Beast, and it's one where you build it and fully paint it. It all comes in one color. There's a bunch you need to glue and put together. It's basically like a miniature but larger, and I've been wanting to build one of these for a long time and do it, but I was always scared to do it, and I don't know, it just feels like it's the time to jump out of my comfort zone and finally do these things properly. Speaking of, I also bought some accessories for my kits, so metal rods as well as clear acrylic bases, because I'm gonna try and build garage kits. So I got Cat from Gravity Rush and Nagatoro, just because one seemed fairly easy to start out with, and one was a series that pretty much gets no figures, and I think it would be really cool to pull off a really good looking cat. So I think they'll be fun to do. and I'll learn a lot during the experience. I will build myself up to that because it'll take a while to do, or at least I estimate it'll take a while to do, but we'll see how it all goes. I'm really keen for it. Then I also got the medical machine s.h.figuarts. This is for when Goku's damaged or beaten up after the Ginyu Force on Namek. It lights up and stuff, and it's got an alternate head and faceplate for Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. Just a cool little thing, and look, I got it because I was already deep into the whole of s.h.figuarts collecting for Dragon Ball, so I can't really miss a release now, so I'm grabbing that. I also got batteries for it. I got the Baiken from Guilty Gear Strive. Now, there was another Baiken out at the same time, which is her key art when you do her character select. And originally I was going to get that one. It's by Union Creative, but I ended up going with this Proof one because I'd already gotten a figure from Proof before, which was the 2B, and I really liked that one. But I didn't like the Union Creative figure too much. There's something off about it. And this Baiken, I liked the pose way more. I think it read better as her, like there's more personality in it, even though the pose is technically less interesting, but I think it speaks more volumes of the character. So I grabbed this one instead, and I think that'll be really, really cool. There's a lot here, really. I got these two figures from Nikkei. So one of them is Viper. I won them in a crane game. I was really proud of that moment, even though it cost a little bit more than it should. I was really good at crane games on this trip, by the way, just really, really good. I just awakened something in me. And then Alice, I tried, didn't win, so then I just bought them at Trader. Trader are pretty good, actually. Specifically, Trader Akihabara. Really, really good prices. I'm not sure if Trader's in other places. But yeah, the Akihabara Tower one, really, really good. Then I also bought this Marin Kitagawa figure. Now, this is a re-release, I believe, but I don't think she had her phone in the original release. I could be wrong, but I saw it on display a few times, and I was like, I don't have a Marin in her regular outfit, so I thought I'd grab that. Speaking of Marin, I also got the new T-Most line figure, which is a prize figure scale by Taito, and Taito do insanely good figures these days, so to have like an actual scale prize figure is insane, especially since I saw it a lot on display and it looks incredible. Like, they were already doing good stuff anyway, but it's insane what they're doing now. And also got the Liz cosplay version of that same brand, and I've seen both of these on display. They look incredible. You'll probably see them in the B-roll shortly. So we'll see how that goes. I also got this Mirko from My Hero Academia. I really, really liked her look, and it's a really good figure, like a really good, and it's massive too. I was like, I don't think I need to explain why Mirko is fantastic. Even if I'm not a massive My Hero fan, but just look at her. Come on. Next up, I got a Kana Arima from Oshinoko. This is the only figure that I wanted from Oshinoko, and it's just that little scene of them describing who she is, and she's the child actress that licks baking soda. And it's just her licking baking soda off the floor. I don't know, there's just something about it. I wanted that. And I also got the Evangelion Room figure set, which is a blind box set, but you could buy the full set. So it's all of this, which is really cool. And it's just realistically like someone's gaming setup if it was all Ava themed. And it looks cool. I kind of want to do something with it later with figures interacting in it. But yeah, I really wanted that one. Moving on to posable figures, I got the S.H. Monster Arts Dark Magician, which will be good. It'll pair with my Blue Eyes White Dragon. I am getting rid of the red eyes because I didn't like that figure too much. I like the red eyes, but I just, something about the Monster Arts just wasn't it for me. Also got a P. Bandai figure. This is the s.h.figuarts Shanks and Kid Luffy, and I've heard it's a pretty good figure. His faces are just a tiny bit weird, but I'll see in person. Haven't opened him up yet, but I think he'll be pretty good. And I do like that he comes with the little Luffy, so you can do the actual like Romance Dawn passing the torch, the Straw Hat pose, so that's cool. Also picked up two Star Wars figure arts. I do like Star Wars, I just don't talk about it too much, but I don't collect much Star Wars stuff. But I had an idea for a really dumb display, so I was looking for specifically these two figures for pretty cheap. So just a regular Stormtrooper, but like the latest version, so the paint and articulation is pretty good, as well as the latest version of Darth Vader at the time, which was the New Hope re-release. I didn't get the Obi-Wan one, but this one seems good. And I was just doing it for a goofy thing anyway, so I don't care too much about it being like having alternate faces and stuff like that. I also got the adult Daima Goku, which from what I've heard is an incredible figure. People have been absolutely adoring it, even if they didn't like the Daima designs too much. So I'm glad that a good figure was able to stand out regardless of anyone's preconceived notions, even though I really like Daima anyway. Also got the Deku and Bakugo s.h.figuarts. Originally wasn't going to grab these, but I got them anyway because I heard they were absolutely fantastic figures. And I don't watch or read My Hero anymore. I was for a while. I stopped around the second internship arc, and it wasn't that it was bad or anything like that, just that I got a bit bored of it. I've been meaning to get back into it, especially now that it's finished, but because I heard these figures were so good, I thought it was time to check them out, and I really like the designs and accuracy to the series. The colours and faces are really, really good, even if I'm not super familiar with those designs in particular. But I thought I'd give them a go, and it might get me back into the franchise. The upcoming Todoroki looks good, as well as the upcoming Uraraka. Also, this effect part set was a nightmare to find in Japan. I was looking everywhere for it. I only found it once, and it was super overpriced, so I didn't grab it, and had to buy it online. Because it was like easily found online, but freaking in store, couldn't find it anywhere. But yeah, it was easily found online, but in store, so hard to find, so I had to grab that. And it's kind of annoying having an effect part set right out of the gate, but it is a really cool looking effect part set, and what they've been doing lately with s.h.figuarts effect part sets has been really, really cool, so I'm keen to see how that goes. Also got the Kinnikuman figure, so Ultimate Muscle, Kid Muscle figure. It was on clearance, so it was like almost half price. I wanted it just because I like the expressiveness of it, and I think it'll be a fun figure to play around with. Also, wasn't intending to pick them up, but I heard they were good, so I did it anyway. At least I intended to pick up the Yusuke. Wasn't too sure about getting the Toguro, but both of them were discounted, so I grabbed them as well. My Yusuke was massively discounted because it was secondhand, and I think that there is a paint error on one of the faces, but I inspected it and it seemed okay enough, so we'll see how that goes. But I've been rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho lately, so it kind of is at a good time, so I'm sort of really into it again. I picked up the Revoltech Mirko. I did not get the Kyoto one with the alternate face. In retrospect, I wish I did, just because I like extra expressions on my figures, but even without it, it's fine. She's got like 5 faces as is, or even 6, I think, as is, as well as a bunch of hand options, and the figure itself is super expressive, so it should be fine. Also got the Deadpool 2.5 Amazing Yamaguchi version, which is absolutely overloaded with accessories. I did not get the exclusive edition as well that has one more faceplate, but it's fine, he's already overloaded with stuff as is. And then lastly, I got the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Titan Eren, which just recently got announced for a re-release. This is the Amazing Yamaguchi Kyoto version that has the alternate face where his mouth is open, that should have been with every single release of it. His accessory list is minor anyway, so it's really weird that he didn't come with that. But I grabbed him and he comes with the alternate part, so I don't need to wait for the re-release, and I might get the armored and female Titans as well. Now lastly, there's quite a bit to go through. This is the entire set of the One Piece Kumamoto statue, and just, I don't know, how do you describe it? The Kumamoto collab One Piece figures. Some of them are replicas of the statues that they have throughout the entire prefecture of Kumamoto, so these gold ones, and then they've also got versions of all of the Straw Hats that only released this year, I believe, that are all Kumamoto collab and themed. ones based on a big splash art that they've got with that pamphlet that I pulled out before. So altogether that's 20 WCF One Piece figures, so it's going to be a crazy thing to display them all, but I wasn't going to leave the prefecture without buying all of them, and I would have regretted it if I didn't. It was a massive hit to the wallet, not going to lie, but I really wanted these, so we'll see how it goes. I think they'll look good all set up, especially the gold ones, but I think that all of them will look good regardless. In the post, I'll hopefully have all of this stuff open, as well as going through the blind boxes, so hopefully I get good stuff out of the Transformers blockies. But yeah, that was my haul from Japan. It is pretty crazy. I went all out this time, and I think it'll be a while before I do another trip. These weren't meant to be annual trips, they just worked out to be annual trips. Like this one was my reward for a job well done from leaving my job. And the last one was like a family one, and the one before that was because it'd been ages since I went to Japan. And now look at me, I'm tired of the country. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, really enjoyed it, and hopefully look forward to a lot of these that will become videos at some point. If there's one in particular you want me to look at first, please let me know so I can sort of fast track it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time.